All right, my people, welcome back to Gospel News. Here, update don't drop. This is coming from the camp of the Biafra National Guard, which is known as BNG. They don't come out to come drop another new update for us. May everybody listen to this particular video where they drop now. They say that if Nigeria does not do the right thing, that they are going to release their ballistic missile, where be say go fit crush the entire country. Make Tinubu hear word for this one where they talk. Make Nigeria release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and also declare Biafra referendum. Make everybody decide whether they really want to stay in this country or they want to go their separate ways, because Nigeria is unworkable. There is no hope that Nigeria will work today, neither is it going to work tomorrow or forever. Now waiting they talk for this video, so they constantly give us chatter on how the UN TikTok say anybody will be saying won't go in mama house, so he has the right to do so. Make una listen to them so that una go hear the full details of waiting then talk. Or not only me go hear this one. Now make I bring them to una notice. Oh yeah, make we go there, go hear them. God bless you and you should share this video.
Wherever you're watching or listening from, welcome to Biafra National Television and Radio, BNTVR, the official broadcast station of the state of Biafra. I am your host, Pointer. Remember, this broadcast is to enlighten your conscience, your thought, and to unshackle you from mental slavery. Also, share and follow our social media handles. From my last broadcast, I told you all I will be speaking on information from non-self-governing territories transmitted under Article 73E of the Charter of the United Nations. This particular agenda is a resolution 74/93 of the United Nations General Assembly. A resolution is an agreement, a settlement, a binding law. So, Article 73E of that Charter of the United Nations, let me state it, to transmit regularly to the Secretary General for information purposes, subject to such limitation as security and constitutional consideration may require. Statistical and other information of a technical nature relating to economic, social, and educational conditions in the territories for which they are respectfully responsible, other than those territories to which Chapter XII and XIII apply. That is Article 73E of the Charter of the United Nations. This particular resolution 74/93 is telling us that member states of the United Nations, which Nigeria is a signatory to, a party to, that is the occupying Nigerian government, as the territories of Biafra is concerned, that is the territory which tried to gain independence from 1967 to 1970 is concerned. Every activities that is going on, every form of economic activities, every form of social and educational, constitutional activities that is going on, ought to be transmitted to the Secretary General of the United Nations in order for that organization to take definite position about that territory. Article 73, beginning of Article 73 of the United Nations resolution says, United Nations Charter rather, says, members of the United Nations which have or assume responsibilities for the administration of territories whose people have not yet attained a full measure of self-government recognized the principle that the interests of the inhabitants of the territories are paramount and accept as a sacred trust the obligation to promote to the utmost within the system of international peace and security established by the present charter the well-being of the inhabitants of those territories, and to this end. Now ask yourself, is there a sacred trust by the occupying Nigerian government to your territories? I'm talking to the people of Biafra. Is there an utmost obligation to promote international peace and security in your territory? Is your well-being being considered? I'm a Biafran. I know that in my territory, my well-being is not being considered because since I was born, there is no electricity. There is no electricity supply in my territory. There is no health center. There is no clean drinking water. There is no adequate road. Educational system is at almost 0%. Recently, if you are following the news in the occupying Nigerian territories, there was a bill in the occupying House of Representatives for the payment of WAEC and JAM. Do you know that that bill was rejected? A bill that will ensure adequate educational promotion, educational rights. And do you know that educational right to secondary school level is supposed to be free according to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal? But here or there in the occupying Nigerian government, occupying Nigerian state, a bill that recognizes the right of the people to free education to secondary school level. Not even free education. The parents will pay the school fees from primary to secondary. The last part of the secondary school level, which is the SS3, a bill was brought for the government to pay the WAEC, which is the West African Examination Council examination, and the JAM, which is the entrance examination into university. That bill was rejected. I don't think the bill was even able to pass through first reading. But do you know that 160 million was earmarked to buy vehicles for them? Those people who rejected the WAEC and JAM fees, 160 million each. Okay, approximately when you come to the territories of the state of Biafra, those who are supposed to be representing the people of Biafra in the House of the occupying Nigerian House of Representatives, approximately they are about 64. They are more than 64, but I'm just approximating 64. That is about 10 billion. Tell me, even 160 million, how many SS3 students are in their constituency? That's 160 million that they will use to drive their car. It's not as if they don't have cars. They have vehicles. But every 4 years, they get them, or every year rather, they buy them brand new vehicles. Resolution 7493 made it compulsory for all these reports to be given to the Secretary General of the United Nations. Resolution adopted by the General Assembly on 13 December 2019 on the report of the Special Political and Decolonization Committee, 4th Committee. That 4th Committee is a committee in the United Nations, which is their responsibility is to be giving reports, and that their report is based on the political and decolonization of every territory that was colonized. The people of Biafra were colonized. If you doubt me, I want you to go and research on the pre-colonial maps of the 1744 King George II map of the world, or the 1787 King George II map of the world. Those two maps will clearly show you that there was nothing like Nigeria. That Nigeria didn't exist. So the way those people were existing in that map, even before then, was the reason why that fourth committee, which is the Special Committee on Political and Decolonization, that report, whatever report they give about whatever resolution they adopted, is supposed to be taken through. But we are being blinded, we are being deceived to believe that there is a territorial integrity by the occupying Nigerian state that cannot be diminished, that is non-negotiable. Dear people of Biafra, the territorial integrity that is non-negotiable is that territorial integrity that existed before colonization, which is why the Biafran provincial government, which is the government of the state of Biafra, is working in accordance with Article 76 of the United Nations Charter, which is to further international peace and security, to promote the political, economic, social, and educational advancement of the inhabitants and their progressive development towards self-government or independence, to encourage respect for human rights and for fundamental freedoms for all, without distinction as to race, sex, language, or religion, to ensure equal treatment in social, economic, and commercial matters. The Biafran provincial government, which is the government of the state of Biafra, which was re-established, proclaimed, restored, and redeclared on October 30, 2021, which recently celebrated the second year commemorative anniversary, is that administrating power. They have been transmitting whatever that has been happening in your territories to the United Nations, to the Secretary General of the United Nations, telling those in the United Nations, telling the Secretary General, see what is happening in our territories. That responsibility has been carried on by that government which is administrated by the Biafran Supreme Military Council of Administration, which is organized by the Biafran National Guard, by which head of state and commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the state of Biafra is General Innocent N. Oji. It's not everything that is being done that will be opened up to say this is what we are doing, this is what we are doing. But there are facts that are clearly there. There are duties and services which you as a human being should go ahead and find out. Go and find out from the United Nations who has been transmitting information to them. Is it the occupying Nigerian state, or the Biafran provincial government, BPG, which is government of the state of Biafra? That is what you should do. Not to gossip, not to slander, not to tell lies, not to insult when you come to social media. Before you come to social media to make your animal noises, I need you to lay facts down, to research on what is actually tenable for you to obtain your independence. Most of us are sitting down in our comfort zone, relying on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu only to bring us Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is only but one man. He's a legend, of course, doing his own part of his duties and services But he alone cannot bring us Biafra. He is already in detention for so long. His detention is also part of the struggle to attain our full independence. But take a look at the Biafran provincial government, the government of the state of Biafra, which is already on ground, working tenaciously with every level of government. There's an armed force in place, there's a national bank in place, there's a territory in place. Biafra will not fall from heaven. Biafra is the fourth kingdom of God on earth. We all must not die before we see the Biafra or get the Biafra. The Biafra is in existence, which is why the Biafran provincial government, BPG, government of the state of Biafra, has transmitted to the United Nations to acknowledge the fact that this fourth international decade for the eradication of colonialism, which was proclaimed by the General Assembly in its resolution 75/123 on 10 December 2022, should be regarded for the state of Biafra. Let me explain further. Do you know that we had first, second, and third international decade for the eradication of colonialism? That is to say that for over 30 years, we had first one, 10 years, second one, another 20 years, and third one, 30 years. That is 10 years apiece. Now we are having another fourth international decade. In the first 10 years, there was no one to force or to enforce the rights of the people of Biafra to their independence. In the second year, in the second decade, which is another in the 20th year, there was no one, no force, no organization, no government to enforce the eradication of colonialism for the people of Biafra. Then we had the third one. Nobody, no government, no senator, no House of Representative, no member of the House of Representative, no state governor from this defunct eastern region could enforce or regard the people of Biafra for eradication of colonialism. Now we have the fourth international decade, which began in the year 2021. We are in 2023 now. It began two years ago or 3 years ago, and it's going to elapse in 2030. So now the Biafran provincial government, within this range, I hope we are following along. On October 30th, 2021, which is during this period of the fourth international decade for the eradication of colonialism, the Biafran Supreme Military Council of Administration, which is organized by the Biafra National Guard. Remember, the Biafra National Guard is the restored armed forces of the state of Biafra, formed the Biafran Provincial Government, BPG. According to the international law, according to the fourth international decade, according to the resolution 75/123, I mean, when I am quoting this resolution, I need you to jot them down and go and research and fact find on your own. Don't say because Pointer said. Don't say because you heard from the Biafran National Television and Radio. Don't say because the Biafran Provincial Government said. I need you to go and find, research on your own. The resolution, the General Assembly resolution 75/123 of December 2020 stated that the period of 2021 to 2030 is the fourth international decade for the eradication of colonialism. So the Biafran provincial government is working according to international law, putting it to the face of the Secretary General of the United Nations, putting it to the international community that you are the one that stated this resolution, that between 2021 and 2030, I, as an indigenous Biafran, is supposed to be free from every form of colonialism. They should tell you that the Biafran provincial government, which was proclaimed, restored, redeclared, and reestablished on October 30, 2021, is a safe government according to international law. It's a government that's followed the international decade, which is the fourth one. Because there was no one during the first one, there was no one during the second one, there was no one during the third one. Now this fourth one that is staring at us in our face, are we still going to lose the opportunity? No, I don't think so. If you want to lose the opportunity, fine. But I think that the Biafran provincial government is not ready to lose this opportunity. Which is why they are working directly with the international community, with the United Nations Secretary General, with the member states of the United Nations, with the agencies, to see that by 2030, that the state of Biafra is recognized by the international community. This same resolution 74/93, which is information from non-self-governing territories transmitted under Article 73E of the Charter of the United Nations, is stressing the importance of the timely transmission by the administrative power of adequate information under Article 73 of the Charter to enable the Secretariat of the Working Papers, on the territories concerned. The Biafran provincial government always on time, whatever event that is happening, whatever form of armed attack that is happening in that territories they are covering. Immediately it happens, they send it to the United Nations, telling them, see what is happening. This same information that is going to be transmitted to the United Nations Secretary General will be studied to enable the UN to be able to examine the situation with regard to the implementation of the Declaration on the Granting of Independence to Colonial Countries and Peoples. I want you to check the United Nations General Assembly Resolution 154 (XV) (close) and Resolution 1970 (open) XV III (close). Make your research, make your findings, and be unshackled from mental slavery. The Biafran provincial government is requesting, as it is transmitting to the United Nations, is requesting for the inalienable right of the people of Biafra to be recognized, for the territorial integrity of the people of Biafra to be recognized, because the information from non-self-governing territories transmitted under Article 73E of the Charter of the United Nations also requested that the administrative power in this case now is the Biafran provincial government, requested that the Biafran provincial government concerned to transmit or continue to transmit regularly to the UN within a maximum period of 6 months following the expiration of the administrative year in those territories. The maximum, which means the Biafran provincial governments have surpassed that maximum period, because they began transmitting to the UN before the declaration, before the restoration, before the proclamation. They've been transmitting to the UN Secretary General everything happening in their territories. Also, it requires the Secretary General to continue to ensure that adequate information is drawn from all available published sources in connection with the preparation of the administrative year in those territories. This part is telling us that all those messages being delivered by the Biafran provincial government, right from the Biafran shadow government, right from the Biafran transitional government, and then to the Biafran provincial government, as long as it's being published, whether from the website, whether from online newspaper, hard copy papers, those things are evidence to show that the Biafran provincial government, administrated by the Biafran Supreme Military Council of Administration, administration organized by the Biafra National Guard, which is the armed forces of the state of Biafra, comprising of the Biafran Army, Biafran Air Force, Biafran Navy, and Biafran Detective Force, have been in existence. The occupying Nigerian state can feign ignorance, but they are aware that this government is in place. The Biafran provincial government is also requesting the special committee to continue to discharge the function entrusted to it under General Assembly Resolution 1970 bracket open XV III bracket close in accordance with established procedures. When we are saying all this, some people or some blind bats believe that we are speaking from Jupiter. We are on Earth. These laws were made here on Earth. These laws, this resolution, this declaration were made by human beings. The only difference between you and us, because we are civilized like those who made the law. The difference between us and the occupying Nigerian state is because we are human beings with civilized mindset, and we act according to standards, laid down procedures to ensure international peace and security. These same laws was applied to Western Sahara. These same laws was applied to Bermuda. These same laws was applied to Falkland Island. This same law was applied to Puerto Rico. This same law was applied to Gibraltar. This same law was applied to the state of Palestine. What makes you think it shouldn't be applied to the state of Biafra? Are there no human beings in Falkland Island? Are there no human beings in the state of Palestine? Are there no human beings in Puerto Rico? Are there no human beings in Gibraltar? That is why the Biafran provincial government has decided to work in accordance with fellow civilized human beings to administrate their territories. If you believe you're a human being, you should work with the Biafran provincial government, BPG, government of the state of Biafra. Because that is the government that is open, that is working to further international peace and security, to promote the political, economic, social, and educational advancement of the people of Biafra, to encourage respect for human rights and for fundamental freedoms of the people of Biafra, to ensure equal treatment in social, economic, and commercial matters. The Biafran provincial government is working according to Resolution 75/123, which is the 4th international decade for the eradication of colonialism. And with your support, with your encouragement, with your cooperation, the flag of Biafra, of the state of Biafra, will be recognized, will be respected by other civilized world. Till we meet next time, take care. I am Pointer.